The ID badge hangs cool against my throat, the plastic edge biting faintly as if to remind me what it costs to wear someone else's name. Aditi Sharma, Junior Aide, Ministry of Public Works. The laminate gleams under the corridor's sickly fluorescent lights, each flicker punctuated by the whir of ceiling fans pushing monsoon-thick air. I practice my borrowed smile in the reflection of a framed award plaque, then step into the records room. The scent of old paper and disinfectant hits first. Government storage in a single inhale. The shelves are towers of neglect stacked with forms nobody ever reads twice. My goal tonight is simple. Find the visitor log that proves the minister met the contractor off record. My obstacle is timing. The night guard takes his tea at 9:40 and returns in 7 minutes. I slip off my sandals to muffle sound, the floor is still damp from mopping. Every creak feels amplified, echoing like a confession. My phone flashlight flutters over ledger spines until it finds the month I need. Page after page of penciled initials, all blurring until one column stands out. Entry time 22:15. Contractor R.N. Goyle. Meeting private. I snap 3 photos, hands trembling from equal parts adrenaline and guilt. Outside, the wind carries the scent of jasmine from the courtyard, a sweetness that doesn't belong in government buildings. It makes me think of truth, how sometimes it smells innocent, even when it's dangerous. Tomorrow I'll meet Rhea, the ministry's communications director. My editor said she's too clean to be real, the kind of idealist who still believes press releases can change hearts. If I'm going to bring the scandal to light, I'll have to convince her I'm one of the believers. The security lights dim to power safe mode, a hint of time slippage. The clock now past midnight, though I could swear it was barely 10. First sweep done, 9 days left before the inquiry opens. The soft clock starts ticking. By the second week, Rhea knows my tea order, no sugar, extra lemon, and I know the way she tilts her head when thinking, as though listening to an inner radio no one else can hear. Our desks face each other now, separated only by a wilting fern and 1,000 unsaid questions. We're editing the minister's speech on housing reform when thunder rolls against the windows. These lines, she murmurs, red pen poised, they sound like they were written by someone who doesn't believe them. I force the laugh. Maybe they were written by someone who believes too much. Her eyes flick up, searching me. For a breath, it feels like she sees straight through the borrowed badge. That night, my editor messages, "Need teaser copy by morning. Drop the story before inquiry seals files." My chest constricts. If I post, Rhea's department burns. If I don't, I betray my job. The cursor blinks like a metronome, counting out my deceit. Finally, I delete the scheduled upload. The soft chime of confirmation sounding louder than thunder. I tell myself I did it for strategy, but it feels like mercy. 2 days later, while fetching paper clips, I find a forged visitor badge identical to mine. Same faded contractor logo, same typo in public works. My stomach knots. If someone else is using this access, my disguise isn't unique. Maybe someone planted me here not as a journalist, but as camouflage. Clue 2, flashing red. Rhea appears behind me. "You okay?" "Just missing staples," I mumble. The jasmine scent on her scarf distracts me. Too human a detail in a world of lies. That evening, the audit notice arrives. All IDs must be verified in 3 days. My heart stutters. 3 days to stay invisible, or 3 days to come clean? I check the wall clock. It's 6 p.m., then blink, and somehow it's 8:17. Time slippage again. Hours eaten up by hesitation. The audit unfolds with bureaucratic precision. Scanners beeping, HR officers ticking boxes, air conditioning humming over unease. When they reach my badge, the reader flashes red. Forgery detected. My stomach drops as Rhea's voice cuts the silence. Run her background. Minutes later, she's holding my real name on a printed sheet. Mira Joshi, journalist, the Delhi Eye. The disappointment in her face feels colder than any reprimand. We end up in her office, blinds drawn. Why? She whispers. Because the truth won't survive the ministry's PR filter, I say. And you thought lying would help? Her tone fractures the air. Then she does something unexpected. Instead of calling security, she locks the door and says, "Show me what you've got." Together, under the electric buzz of ceiling lights, we pick the lock to the minister's office. My trembling hands, her steady ones guiding. Inside, the air smells of cologne and stale ambition. Behind a false drawer, we find an envelope, thick with eviction notices, names forged in the same handwriting, proof that relief funds were siphoned to phantom families. Before I can breathe, my phone pings. Anonymous. Rhea authorized the falsified files, checked metadata. A digital dagger. The email carries a copy of her signature. My pulse roars. Could I have fallen for the very person I was meant to expose? Rhea catches the flicker on my screen. You think I did this? I can't answer. The silence between us is heavier than evidence. She turns away, eyes glassed with disbelief. If you can't tell what's real, Mira, maybe you shouldn't be telling the truth at all. Outside, rain lashes the windows. The jasmine plant on her sill has shed its last white flower. 3 days to inquiry. The inquiry chamber smells of wet paper and microphones. Cameras flash like lightning trapped indoors. My press credentials are revoked, yet I sit in the witness chair anyway, palms slick. Name? The clerk asks. Mira Joshi, I say. No aliases left. I testify, not just about the documents, but about the deception. I admit I infiltrated the ministry, that I lied to Rhea Mehta. My voice cracks when I say her name. Across the room, she's in a gray sari, eyes unreadable. When the panel demands corroboration, she stands. The evidence is genuine, she says. And Ms. Joshi's account, while unorthodox, aligns with internal records. Her resignation letter lands on the table with the quiet authority of truth. The anonymous email is traced back to the minister's fixer, metadata confirming the forgery. The red herring dissolves under the spotlight, its purpose clear, a scapegoat attempt. The truth realigns, painful but clean. When it's over, we step outside into dusk. Reporters swarm, the smell of rain and hot cables thick in the air. She finds me at the edge of the crowd. I'm still angry, she says. I know, but I'm not sorry we met. Neither am I. The streetlights hum on, one by one, turning the wet pavement to molten gold. She lifts her face to the drizzle. I watch, silent. For once, there's nothing left to record. Just the shimmer of honesty between us. Fragile and real.